Hello, everybody. Welcome to my show, Legacy of Love. Its show is about what it takes to survive as a public schools teacher. What it takes to survive as a public school teacher. My name is Roland Innocent. I've been teaching for 28 years. Now, a lot of people ask me, why teaching? Why teaching? Because I'm a performing art teacher, basically dance teacher. I graduated from Brooklyn College with a BFA and dance and a master in education. So people always tell me, why, Mr. Anderson, why teaching? You could have just take your dance company all around the world. Why teaching? All right, well, listen, I'm going to give you the answer today to that because that's what my show is about today. All right, the importance of a good teacher. All right, so before I start, I want to let you know to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I know it's been a bit since I post anything new, but like I said, my studio got burned, my art center got burned, and Brooklyn 196 94th Street got burned, the whole building burned down. So it took me some time. I was somewhat of a downbeat there. Listen, man, I'm a human being after all. So, all right, so please subscribe to my YouTube channel so every time I come with something and so you'll be the first to know. All right, and please pass the show to your friend. All right, let your friends who are teachers, who are parents, or anybody who enjoy what I'm talking about, interested in some of the techniques. And because being a teacher is a tough thing, it takes a lot, especially our children now. They come with all kind of issues. Okay, teaching on the public school system, you're dealing with lack of support. The parents somehow are trained that they don't work with the teachers. They don't really support the teachers. So it takes a lot of convincing. Takes a lot to teach our beautiful children. All right. Well, let's get to this. Let's get to the topic. Why teaching? Why teaching in the public school system? Well, I remember I was 14. I came to the United States when I was 14, and I joined Prospect Heights. It was a very tough school in 1987. I remember there was one teacher who made an impact on me, and that was Miss Page. She was a dance teacher. I went to that class. Well, I can tell you why I started teaching, started studying dance. That's a different story. I'll share that another time. But all I know, I went to my first dance class with Miss Page, and she made such an impression on me because here there was a girl that I liked in the dance class, and I didn't really want it to become a dancer or anything like that. But um, there was a girl that I like, and I used to go to the class just to bother her. And I remember Miss Page invited me in the class. She said, "Well, Lance, instead of coming here and bothering this girl, why don't you take a seat, and join us?" So one day I put my sweatpants on and I actually joined the class. And I was making fun of everything in the class. I was making fun of the movements and everything. And but after the dance class, I was walking out and I kicked my leg up and my leg basically touched the doorway. So the top of the door. So and Miss Page says, "Well, Lance, you are very flexible and if I was you, instead of coming here bothering this girl, you should come to dance class every day." So I listened to her, so I continue coming to the dance class. Um, I mean, I never really developed a relationship with the girl that I was bothering, but then I went to the dance class and I continued dancing. Dance became my passion. And while taking the dance class every day at Prospect Heights, I started to develop a love for dance, and that was because of Miss Page. And I remember I once I was sitting in the class and I said to myself, you know what? I want to be just like Miss Page. You gotta be very careful what you say with your mouth. Be very careful what you say because you might just get it. I always tell people that be careful what you say because you might just get it. So I said to myself, I want to be just like Miss Page when I grow up. I want to teach people how to love themselves, how to, this beautiful gift of dance. And to my surprise, that's basically my life. That's what I'm doing. Teaching children how to love themselves, to have, to believe in themselves, to believe in their full potential as a teacher. Now, I mean, listen, I cannot just say it was just Miss Page, Miss Page, Miss Page, because I could have just graduated Brooklyn College, and then because I was already in a dance company, I was dancing with a dance company at that time. I could have just continued my dancing. But then why so much teaching? Uh, Listen, a good teacher is extremely important, extremely important, and I've had very very serious teachers in my life. When I was in Haiti studying, I did not like school at all. I had a big problem with school because the teachers, it was all about memorizing. I couldn't get the connection, and I couldn't put up with the school system. The teachers were always beating you up. You always get a beating. So if they give you something to study, you don't know it, you stick your hand out, you get 20 here, and then you get 20 there. After the beating, you go home, you get a beating from your parents. So when I was in Haiti, I couldn't put up with that. And plus, I was a very active person. And you have to understand, I'm a physical person. So I'm a professional dancer. My body, I stick everything, I learn everything physically. So I couldn't sit on that chair for so long. And so I was very physical in Haiti, and therefore I used to always get in trouble because I couldn't sit. I would be sitting, and after a while I get up and always trying to do something, and the teachers couldn't put up with that. They couldn't understand it. So I always end up getting beaten by the teacher, by the principal. When I go home, getting beaten by the neighbors and getting beaten by the parents. So I couldn't take it in Haiti. So when I came to the United States, and I joined Prospect Heights, I graduated in 3 years because the school system here in the United States, children are not getting any beating. So, and I loved it. I couldn't get enough of it. I was in school in the summer. After school, I joined all kind of program. I was in the computer program. I was in the dance program. I was always in school. I loved it here, the school system here, because there's no beating. Uh, so it's extremely important, to just to have a good teacher, someone who care about what they teaching. And I must tell you, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I can ever teach in the school system if I did not love what I was doing. I mean, this year I'm celebrating my 28 years as a school teacher. I've been teaching for 28 years. And it's been a thrill. The the work that I've done with the kids, enormous. I mean, children everywhere, after they graduate, or sometimes I remember once I went to Georgia with my family, and I was, went to a market to buy some grocery. And then there was this young woman running, running. I mean, my wife was looking at me because, this young woman running, and then she basically left her children with her husband, and she was like running, coming, hugging, and squeezing me. She's like, Mr. Innocent, you don't remember me, Mr. Innocent. And I'm looking at her funny. And she said, "You don't remember me? I'm from 189. I graduated from 189. You were my dance teacher, and I remember your class. You always push me so and tell me to work hard, so it's to have a great teacher in your life. It's just enormous. There's no really, no money can buy that. It's I mean, teachers don't get paid a lot of money, but the impact that we have on these children is enormous. Um, you know, uh, so I will say that's what kept me in this job for so long. And I mean, many time I talk about classroom management, and what it takes to survive in the public school system, and the importance of running a good classroom, to set your rules at the beginning of the year, so that the children know what to expect from you. But nothing beat the love that that you must have for your craft, for what is it you're doing. So when the children come to your class, if you are a dance teacher, if you're a math teacher, and you don't really love what you're doing, um, you know, they will understand it. They will see that you don't really love your job. You know, when the children come to my class, when my students come to my class where I teach, PS 189, shout out to all of your teachers there. Um, they know they come into my class, and I want to see them, and I want to see what is it that what they have today, and I have something to contribute, and I understand they also have something to contribute. It's not just about me. We are sharing knowledge. The children also have their own knowledge, because sometimes last week I was teaching the Piwet, and when I talk to my Haitian children about Piwet, it's funny. They telling me, Mr. Anderson, Piwet is not a dance thing, it's because in Haitian culture, some people say, suspend for pirouette la, which means stop moving around or something like that. But if I was to tell a dancer a pirouette is a turn, where the leg is in passe. So I was teaching them that, and they also have their own understanding of what a pirouette is. So when they come to my class, they know that their knowledge is important, and they know as a professional dancer, I have, I have something special to share with them, and this is my life, which means that's my passion. So one thing they learn from me is that, you know, we're not all going to be doctors. We're not all going to be the lawyers, which is what a lot of Caribbean, parents want to thank these kids that, they always want their kids to be lawyers and doctors. My father and mother wanted me to be a doctor. I mean, I guess I'm a doctor at what I do, but you know, nothing beats who I am, what I am, what make my heart beat. And when these kids come to me, when these my students come to me, they know that I'm passionate about what I do. What I walk the walk, I talk the talk. I'm not just talking. This is what I do. Dance is my life. I'm a professional dancer. I teach dance, and through dance, I motivate others. I empower, these young children to become whatever it is, they want to be. When I first started teaching in 1995, I thought I was going to turn everybody into a dancer, but after a couple years, I understand. Listen, not everybody's going to become a dancer, but if you can make an impact, if you can, through your dance, through the whatever you teach them, you can make them understand the discipline that they learn in the classroom, that in my dance classroom. There's a lot you learn in the dance class. There's a lot of discipline, how to hold the body, the proper posture, the discipline, the technique, and learning teamwork, how to work with others. That's a very, very important skill that you must have. So you got to learn how to work with others, and you learn that through dance. The control, self-control. I see a lot of children these days. They suffer with temper. They can't control their temper. So and dance, we teach them how to control their emotion. Like there are certain dances about happiness, sadness. You know, there's different way of expressing yourself. So when someone come to my class, like I will teach a kindergarten, and then there's a KSL class, kindergarten class that I teach, and the children, as soon they walk in the class, they know they have to start with their warm up. So they know that what's expected from them. They know they walk in there after they take off their shoes, they start their warm up. And after the warm up, they're waiting for me, because in kindergarten, I'm not so strict with them in terms of do now and everything. So they know they walk in and they go to their dance spot and they start with their warm up. And after the warm up, they're waiting for me to give them direction. And then one of them will say, Mr. Anderson! And I'm like, what is going on? Are we going to do the animal dance today? Because there is an exercise that I did with them where they imitate the movement of the animal. So one of them, who a lot of the teachers complain about her that she has a behavior problem, but in my class, she loves my class. When she comes in, she's like, "You stand and said I want to do the animal dance." You fuck. When I'm absent, she sees me in the hallway. Mr. Anderson, we didn't do the animal dance today. You did not come. So the impact that I have as a dance teacher on these children is enormous. My brother Ernest told me that I was gonna starve because I choose dance as a career. But I must tell you, I'm a very, very happy person. Every day I wake up knowing that I'm going to work and I'm going to share who I am, my discipline, my technique, my joy, and sometimes my struggles with these beautiful children, and whatever I share with them, it will help them, and their future. I mean, most teachers, they go in and they start teaching a subject, they thinking, okay, I'm telling these kids that I'm perfect. No, nobody's perfect. The kids have to be able to relate to you. So if you go to the classroom with this attitude that you know everything's supposed to go perfect the way you want it, good luck. Good luck, because sometimes you enter a classroom and these kids have problems, more problems that you may think, and you have to adjust your lesson plan so you can teach the kids that are in front of you. You must understand that these days, like right after Corona, these kids they come to you with all kind of mental issues. Um, uh, you have to also don't forget that after Corona, so many of them, they lose their loved one, and they come to you with these problems, and that they may not even be able to talk at home. They have nobody to talk. We in a community, we don't have the money to hire a social worker or psychologist to deal with all these problems. So these kids are coming to you with all kind of problems, and you have to be able to teach the children that are in front of you. So sometimes I'm so focused in trying to teach the technique, or the lesson of the day, that I find myself sometimes forgetting. Okay, well, listen, relax, man. I know you want to teach what you want to teach, but here's a child who come with such a problem right now that needs attention. And as a teacher, you must be flexible enough to understand that you're here for these kids. Yes, you want to teach your lesson, but if the child come with a problem, you have to address that problem. You have to help that child with the problem. So classroom management is one thing, but also being passionate, the love of what you do, is also important, because the children, they're gonna see that you care. All right, they're gonna know that you care, and if you don't care, they will see it also. All right, they will see it because they will talk to their friends. Whatever. He never corrects homework, or you ask the children to do homework and you never correct it. All right, so it defeats the purpose. So you gotta be real. You gotta walk the walk, talk the talk. Okay, so I just wanted to share with you why I became a teacher, and why I'm so passionate about what I do, because a teacher helped me discover myself, because I've gone through some really tough things. My mother and father, they left my brothers and sisters and I in Haiti with an aunt. So they came to the United States. So we basically was raised by an aunt, uh, my auntie. So when I came here, we had a lot of struggle. I had to learn how to adjust to my parents again, because I came here at 14. Uh, you know, and like I said, I was having a lot of problem in school in Haiti because of all the beating, and I couldn't adjust to the system. And I was a physical person. I'm a mover. I want to move, and I had to sit, you know, behind a desk for the entire day, and you don't know your lesson, you get beaten. And what's funny in Haiti, sometimes they may not have electricity, which means you have problems studying. So We'll have to light a candle and then spend the whole night trying to memorize. And when you get to school, the teacher don't ask you what was your problem, how come you didn't know your lesson. You get a beating. So that's when a good teacher is somebody who motivate a student. You know, make a child understand the importance of learning, that they have a bigger future out there. You know, and child may come to my dance class not knowing how to do certain movements, or but whatever I share with them, they understand. Listen, the discipline of what they learn in my class is going to help them in their math class, their science class, or whatever it is that they want to become. Not everyone's going to become a doctor or a lawyer. We have artists out there. People have different passions. So I encourage all of you to, pursue education. It's hard these days, but good teachers are important. We shape the future. The future is in our hands, and these young people, they come to us and they looking for something. They might, a lot of them might come with behavior problem, but they are looking for something. They're looking for someone, that they can relate to, someone that can help them discover themselves, you know. To close, I will tell you, I had a dance teacher, and who told me, Mr. Rollins, that's my first name, Rollins, I'm gonna make you a giant. I was in college. My dance teacher by the name of June Lewis, she said, I'm gonna make you a giant. Um, and that what's funny is that was after an audition. I went to that audition, and doing the audition, I was supposed to do a balance and hold it, but I hold the balance and I hold it much longer than I was supposed to hold it. And then she screamed at me. She started, "This is not a place to show off. You're showing off right now. Put your legs down and follow instruction." So I thought I failed the audition, and she said, "Well, Lance, I'm gonna make you a giant." And I looked at her and she said, "You know what? You already a giant. I'm gonna help you discover that you are a giant." So I take that with me everywhere through my hard time. Um, because sometimes you wake up, and you feel like you don't want to go to work, or whatever might be going through some tough times, some bills you got to pay, mortgage is due and the money is not there yet, and you feel a little down. But I remember my teacher said to me that I am a giant, and not to give up. All right. So you continue to do what you do. Teachers, those of you teachers following me, and parents, you continue to give love and empower these youngsters to do better. All right. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and pass this video to your friend, so we can